When your mind is burning without your awareness, Buddhist wisdom. There is something happening inside you, right now, in this very moment. You cannot see it with your eyes, nor can you feel it with your hands. A fire is quietly burning, no smoke, no light, yet it consumes every moment of your life. The strange thing is that most of us go through our entire lives without ever noticing it. We live, we rush, we chase after all sorts of things, emotions, goals, validation, worries, but we never realize that what exhausts us the most is not life itself, but the mind that has never been seen clearly. Try stopping for just a few seconds. Right now, what is moving inside you? Curiosity, a bit of resistance, a sense of expectation, or perhaps a subtle restlessness because you feel you should be doing something else? Whatever it is, you will notice one truth: the mind has never been still. It is always speaking, thinking, wanting something to be different from what it is, a constant movement, just like a flame that never goes out. And more than 2,600 years ago, there was someone who saw this more clearly than anyone else: the Buddha. On the hill of Dhyasissa, he looked at over 1,000 fire-worshipping ascetics, men who had spent their entire lives tending fire, and said a sentence that shook them to their core: "Everything is burning." These men knew very well what fire was. They had lived with it their entire lives. But the Blessed One was not talking about physical fire. He was speaking of a fire they and we carry within us every minute and every second, without ever realizing it. The question is not whether the fire is real, but this: are you brave enough to look at it? The Buddha pointed out that the six sense doors, eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, mind, are exactly where this fire flares up. Every time you see, hear, touch, smell, taste, or think, a moment of contact arises, and from that, a chain of reactions unfolds so fast you don't even notice. You see a picture of someone traveling, and in that instant, your heart tightens: "I wish I could do that." You read a piece of unfair news, and immediately your chest heats up: "Why is the world like this?" You see someone succeed, and suddenly you feel inferior. Someone criticizes you, and instantly you become defensive. In less than a second, the mind has ignited. We call these things by many names: emotions, reactions, sensitivity, caring, but the Buddha called them by their true nature: fire. The fire of desire, wanting to hold on to what is pleasant, wanting more, wanting to chase. The fire of aversion, wanting to push away what is unpleasant, wanting to resist, wanting to fight back. And the fire of ignorance, not seeing things as they truly are, viewing life through a foggy lens but believing it to be clear. Have you ever wondered why a single offhand remark can make you think about it the whole day? Why a compliment can lift you so high that you become dependent on it? Why criticism can keep you awake at night? Why you have promised countless times to be less angry, yet still explode so easily? Why you know you should stay calm, yet the emotion still sweeps you away in an instant? Because the fire has been burning for far too long. It has become normal. The mind is so used to reacting that it does so before you even realize it. Like a fish that has lived in water its whole life, but doesn't know what water is. We live our entire lives inside these automatic reactions, without knowing that they are not our true nature. What's remarkable is this: if a real flame touched your hand, you would pull away instantly. But when the mind catches fire, we move closer. We believe we need intense emotions in order to live fully. We believe anger means we care. We believe worry means responsibility. We believe strong craving means passion. And we fear that without these fires, life would become dull. But it is precisely these things that exhaust us. We are not tired because of work. We are not tired because of life. We are tired because of the invisible flames in our own minds. The irony is that among all the flames, the most dangerous one is the one you cannot see: ignorance. You can feel desire. You can feel anger. But ignorance is the foggy lens you have worn your entire life, so you don't know you're wearing it. You believe you're seeing life clearly. You believe you understand yourself. You believe you make free decisions. But in reality, you are being driven by thousands of unconscious habits programmed into you since childhood. Just like the people in Plato's cave, who only saw shadows cast on the wall, and believed them to be the whole world. We are the same. We believe our momentary emotions are truth, the stories in our heads are reality, and the beliefs we learned accidentally are the absolute right way to live. And so we live our whole lives in that cave. But here is the beautiful part: seeing the fire is not as difficult as you think. People often misunderstand spiritual practice as a battle against emotions, suppressing anger, eliminating desire. But the more you suppress, the stronger they become. Carl Jung said it perfectly: what you resist persists. The more you try to eliminate the fire, the brighter it burns. The Buddha never taught us to fight ourselves. He simply said, look. When you look honestly at what is happening inside you without judgment, without resistance, something miraculous happens. Like a magic trick, once you see how the trick works, it loses its power. When you see that what you're holding is a burning coal, not gold, you don't need anyone to tell you to let go, you naturally release it. That is nibbida, a deep awareness toward old illusions. Then viraga, the cooling of burning desires. And finally vimutti, inner freedom. Freedom is not the absence of emotions. Freedom is when emotions still arise, but they no longer burn you. You still care, but you are no longer drained. You still love, but without clinging. You still have goals, but are not crushed by expectations. You still feel sadness, but are not dragged down by it. How do you practice this in everyday life? Start with one simple step: pause for 1 second. When you see something that triggers jealousy, pause. When someone says something upsetting, pause. When the mind wants to react, instantly pause. And ask yourself, what is moving inside me right now? Name it. This is worry. This is the urge to prove myself. This is the fear of being looked down on. This is envy. Simply naming it cuts its power in half. Thich Nhat Hanh once said, when you greet your anger with kindness, it begins to soften. You don't try to change it. You only look. And when you look, you will see the universal truth underlying everything: impermanence. Emotions come, then go. Thoughts arise, then dissolve. Nothing stays. A wave, no matter how powerful, eventually returns to the sea. When you truly experience this not as a concept, but as a direct observation, you no longer fear your own mind. The fire may flare up, but you do not add fuel. And without fuel, even the fiercest flame gradually fades. In the fire sermon, people often focus on the line, everything is burning. But few notice the final line: while the Buddha was speaking, 1,000 ascetics were liberated. Right in that moment. No 10 years of effort. No grueling meditation. Just one clear seeing. One moment of looking directly at the fire. If they could do it, so can you. Enlightenment is not becoming someone else. Enlightenment is stopping the attempt to become someone else. It is pausing. It is ceasing the chase. It is seeing everything exactly as it is. Eckhart Tolle put it beautifully. The moment you realize you are not present, you are present. Recognizing is awakening. Seeing is liberation. Try it now. Pause for a moment. Turn inward. What is moving in you right now? A bit of impatience, a bit of anticipation, or just silence? Whatever it is, look at it with gentleness, without blame, without force. That gentleness itself is a step toward freedom. You do not need to change anything. You only need to see it. Then you will understand. You are not the emotions you feel. You are not the thoughts you think. You are not yesterday's worries or tomorrow's expectations. You are the one who sees all of it. And when you truly realize that, really realize it, the flame inside begins to cool. Not because you extinguish it, but because you stop feeding it. Freedom is not far away. Freedom appears the moment you see clearly what is happening right now. And as you step into daily life with work, pressure, expectations, fear, remember this. You do not have to defeat the mind. You only have to see it. And in that seeing, the invisible fire that has been burning for so many years finally finds rest.
Thank you for watching until the end of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to watch more interesting videos.